Yo, what's up guys, the Insane Game Freak here. So, if anyone didn't know, and you probably know if you've seen Jay or Edo the Talker's video, this year marks the 15th year that One Piece has existed. I believe it's the manga adaptation though, because I believe the manga started in 1997, and the anime started in 1999, which ironically the first movie came out the same goddamn year, which I thought was ridiculous. But anyways, I decided to pull out all the One Piece shit I own just to see how deep people know it's my favorite series, but I wanted to just see how deep, when I actually physically look at it, how deep my addiction for the show goes. This shit is staggering. Look at this. And mind you, all this isn't even all the volumes. This is only up to volume 39, and then I randomly have volume 63. No, it's up to volume 38. These are the 38 volumes, including the Japanese import of volume 61, which ironically I don't even own the American version of that yet, and then volume 63, which is where my Shirahoshi bias, because I do love that character. I don't know why people, I know why people hate on her, but I just like the character. And it doesn't look like much, but it's staggering compared to everything else I own. You know, it's insane. And then we come over to the anime side of things. I actually still own the fucking 4Kids dub version of the Grand Battle video game and Unlimited Cruise that I paid full price for when it first came out. And then we got the collections, which is all 6 of them. And then season 4, all that in the back. The other volume, someone's messaging me on fucking Facebook. Look at this shit. I have an addiction. And if that wasn't just it, it's not. We got the figures. Needless to say, honestly at this point it's kind of a known fact in the anime community. I am a huge One Piece fan. It is blatantly retarded how much I love this series. And today, this video is going to be me gushing over it like a fucking idiot. And you know what? I don't give a fuck. Because that's my shit. That's my shit. Let's go. Yo, what's up guys? It's Insane Game Freak here. As I said, this is pretty much going to be a gushing video over the series, what I love about the series, why it's my favorite anime and manga, period. I'm not even bullshitting. I'm not saying there aren't shows that are better than it. I'm just saying for me, it will always be my favorite for so many different reasons. The first reason is it's technically it's the first anime to get me back into anime. People could say Naruto was the popular shit, but in 2004, when the 4Kids dub of this series came out, that is what got me inspired to even start checking out shit. One Piece was the first anime DVD I had bought, which is funny considering I was a huge Pokemon fan then too, but I had never bought a Pokemon DVD. I bought the movies for Pokemon. I never just bought the series though. One Piece was the first anime series I bought. I think it was that and Kenichi. I still remember that off the top of my head. Those are the first 2 series I bought, which is why I love those series so goddamn much. And in terms of me being a collector, since those were the first 2 animes that started my collection, I have a deep emotional connection. Actually, my season 1 First Voyage is actually the one from 2007. It was within that first printing of that shit. And I know some of these voyages are rare as fuck now. Not selling them. Not. If I had bought doubles, that was a different story, but I'm not selling them. Fuck that. I think One Piece is one of the few series I actually double dip on when it comes to buying shit, because I have the voyages and I'm getting collections. I mean, and people, and I think I'm one of the few One Piece fans that actually consistently enjoy almost every arc. I mean, obviously I have ones I like more than others, but I have never hated an arc. I still don't have any arcs in One Piece I just straight hate. Because even David Back is fun, purely even if it is for the Afro Luffy. And I think the 4Kids dub for Foxy, just seeing this on a record, is fucking hilarious. He is so close to the Japanese. I want to say David Back is one of the few arcs I will say that I think is better in English. Mind you, there are certain arcs I do prefer in English than Japanese. And that's the other thing. One Piece is one of the first subbed animes I watched. I was never really into subs like that before. I think One Piece was the first sub anime I watched. One Piece has a lot of anime and manga first for me, and that's one of the reasons why I'm so connected to it. And I just love the ridiculousness of it all. I mean, I've only been a fan of it for, I say this has been about 8 years, so I was on the bus late. Besides, you know, I wasn't really a manga fan, so once again, that was the first manga I read. Well, the first manga I read. I was trying to think. No, it is the first manga I read. I love this fucking series. I love everything from the world building, to the comedy, to the fights, to the fucking, just the creativity that is One Piece. There's a lot of things I hold to other animes and that are in One Piece that I hold it to. For example, a lot of people know that I bitch about Naruto a lot. A lot of the things I bitch about Naruto are things that are done in One Piece that I enjoy the hell out of. The first thing is the world building. I like how Oda has none of the islands look any different. I mean, look the same in in the Grand Line. I won't say that. Well, technically, even in the beginning, none of the islands look the same. I mean, we went from a boat to a bullshit marine base to a fucking, I think Nami was next. So we went from that to just a normal village to kind of a country looking village, which is Usopp's place, to that fucking island with weird ass animal where Gaimon's at. Went from that, went to fucking Radier, which is a fucking floating restaurant, which at the time I'm assuming must have been pretty fucking cool. Because not that many animes even do floating restaurants. I thought that was awesome. Went from that to this fucking fisherman inhabited village that was run over and shit. I think East Blue is the only thing that really kind of blends together. Once you hit Grand Line, you run into giant whales and shit. These islands with fucking cactuses and shit on all over them and shit. This prehistoric island with fucking dinosaurs. Snow Winterland Island, Desert Island, Sky Island. I mean, you had Jaya, which looks like a normal town, but Sky Island was fucking beast as shit. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, Davy Back, which technically that island isn't necessarily the most creative thing in the world, but Long Island still has its charm to it, and I like, because most animes wouldn't do that either, and I enjoyed the shit out of it when I looked at it. Water 7 is fucking beautiful. CP9 look beast as fuck. Thriller Bark, I just like. I don't know. I like the fact that he went from this water-based city and this like epic marine base to this fucking haunted island. That's really what Thriller, and it has like a whole bunch of gothic architecture and shit. I enjoyed the hell out of that. I mean, I like how you go through each of the arcs and none of the arcs look the same. You don't feel like you're in the same redundant backgrounds because you're not. Shit keeps changing every arc. I enjoy the hell out of that. The other thing I enjoy are the fucking characters. Now, mind you, I will go ahead and mention this right now. Nami is my least favorite, which is really funny and sad because Nami is like one of the most respected females in today's Shonen Jump females. Like, a lot of people like Nami when you compare it to the other like, honestly, I think One Piece's females are way better than fucking Naruto and Bleach's females, because most of them are bullshit except for a few. Like Yoriichi from Bleach, Tsunade, you know, we got some good shit, but I think a lot of people just like, you know, Nami, Robin, Hancock, Perona to a degree, even though a lot of people kind of hate her voice. Even the Dawn gets some fans because of how important she was as a character. I mean, I like that shit. I also like how weird the characters look. A lot of people's biggest complaints with One Piece has always been, oh, the art style is ugly. Oh my god, the art style is so fucking ugly. But to me, I'd rather have characters looking vastly different from each other than them all looking the fucking same, which is, as I said, was another thing I had against Bleach, was like, have the characters look like Ichigo. I had the male characters look like fucking Ichigo. Not saying Oda doesn't have this problem too, because a lot of people can argue a lot of the pretty females in One Piece look like Nami or Robin. Monet, a lot of people made the argument that she looks like Robin, and a lot of people made the argument that Shirahoshi looks like Nami, which I think is just his little bias because of his wife, which I ain't gonna hate on the nigga for wanting to draw his wife. Like, I'm just like, if you ever find out his wife, I'm just saying. But I like the weirdness of it all. I like how each character has their own quirk. I like how, you know, you can't confuse Kuro from Usopp's arc with Paulie from Water 7, because Kuro, and honestly, I like the quirks because, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now, I am a Kuro fanboy for East Blue shit. I think personally, I like Kuro a little bit more than Arlong, Not necessarily in badassness, but I just like that nigga swag. Honestly, I remember when I was first watching the 4Kids dub and I saw the Kuro shit, for like, I think that first 2 years, I always like would try to push my glasses up like this. And if you've seen Kuro, you get that joke, but Kuro never did this. Girl did this, and I love that. That was so fucking cool to me. And like, I don't know, I like that. That was the cool thing. I like how each character had their own quirk, and you could kind of rock with that quirk. Like how Paulie had that whole thing against women in short skirts and shit. That was hilarious. And I love the creativeness in One Piece, period. Like, I mean, if you look at what Luffy looks like, and then you look at what the final crew member looks like, which is like Luffy to Brook, you're like, how the fuck does that even work on the same boat? Let alone, like, cause I think there are like episodes where they even mentions like who's on your crew, and Luffy goes through the list, and it sounds so fucking awkward when you hear it. It's like, hey, well, there's me, there's this pirate hunter, first mate of mine, this fucking navigator who's a whore who loves money, a cook. Sanji was next. No, sharpshooter, a fucking my sniper that lies all the time, my cook that loves the ladies. My fucking doctor who's a reindeer, my archaeologist who's an assassin, my shipwright who's a pervert, and my musician who is also a pervert. Oh, and he's a dead skeleton. Like, I mean, logically, when you look at that, when you look at One Piece's crew and you look at the job titles and you look at the characters they are, without any of the physical appearances, just the way that shit sounds doesn't even sound like that would work at all. And it works so fucking well. It works so goddamn well. Even if I don't like Nami, Nami's my least favorite, I still like Nami as a Straw Hat. I mean, she has her moments. Personally, and I'll make this argument, I've enjoyed her a lot more in the time skip than I have in the original series. Like, I'm enjoying the hell out of her little motherly side in Punk Hazard, but that's me going into manga shit. I don't know. It's always been like different shit. I like how in One Piece you can even like the villains to an extent. Not saying you can't do that in other animes, but I like how certain villains you can like a lot more than others. Like no one will make the argument that Crocodile wasn't a fucking badass when that nigga first appeared. He was the only nigga to take Luffy down like fucking 2 times up until that point, because everyone else he whooped their ass in the first fight he was in with. You know, Crocodile was a G. Inaru was a fucking beast. Oh, come on. And I will make the argument Inaru is better than Lucci, just saying. And then I guess I could go into the other part, which is favorite arcs. A lot of people, and I think this has been mentioned a lot of times, a lot of people's favorite arc is Water 7 and CP9. Which, to me, I would not show someone, and this is my personal opinion, I would not show people who want to get into One Piece those arcs first. Why? Because those are not a good representation of what One Piece is, to me. Why? Because the entirety of Water 7 and CP9 are dark ass arcs. They're dark as shit. It was like the first really dark arc in the series. And One Piece, for those who don't realize, is not just a dark anime. It has this level of seriousness, but it's more than that. It's a mixture of comedy, adventure, violence, emotion. There's a lot of things in One Piece, and I don't feel like that accurately represents the series well. I think it represents the serious side of it well. Like, serious One Piece, fucking right. But for me, I'm going to mention a few arcs that I do like, that I think a lot of people hate. Well, I think are underrated anyway. Thriller Bark. That to me is a good representation of One Piece is, because it has a good mix of seriousness at the end and the comedy shit at the beginning. Also because I'm a Brook fanboy, I'm not gonna fucking lie. I love that character. I was surprised how much I love Brook. Like, I read that nigga in the manga. Thriller Bark was the first manga arc I had caught up to for One Piece. And ever since then, I was so excited to see Brook. That was my driving force, because I love Brook. I think Thriller Bark is an underrated arc. Alabasta better not be. But I feel like it is, because no one ever talks about it. I think Alabasta was good. I think Little Garden was great. Whiskey Peak is good, but if you're a Zoro fan, there is no way in hell you can't like Whiskey Peak. Because that nigga was wrecking people almost the entire goddamn arc. If not the entire arc. I think Kuro arc is underrated. Dog Creek is fine, but I'm not gonna say necessarily that it was underrated because I don't necessarily find that shit amazing. Let me see. I probably would say Thriller Bark, Alabasta, Little Garden, Whiskey Peak, Fishman Island to an extent. Because I don't think Fishman Island is as bad as people say it is either. Mind you, there are things I don't like about that arc. Like, for example, I will still admit, I think Hody is literally the most hated of the villains I have for One Piece. Like, I hate that villain. I legitimately hate that villain because of how bitch he is. Which I guess if I'm supposed to hate him, it works. But at the same time, I don't respect that nigga for being a villain at all because he doesn't have a reason for it. But I don't hate that arc as much as other people do because I like Shirahoshi. I think Fukaboshi is a G. I thought Zayo was funny, and I love Vanderdecken. In terms of those four characters, and obviously, and Shirley's cool. There was nothing wrong with Shirley either. Like, the only characters I didn't care for were either... I mean, it's kind of bad in terms of the villains, but other than that, I still enjoyed it for what it was. And and there's a lot of good moments in there. To me personally, I enjoyed a lot of moments. The Sanji shit is funny to an extent. Mind you, it stops being funny after a point. But by the time it stops being funny, he's already going, and we're already past that. So it's the first arc we get to see new abilities from the Straw Hats. Like, there's too many things about that arc I enjoy. And that's the other thing I'll mention. I think One Piece is the only show where I don't have an arc I hate. I don't hate any arc in One Piece. And I guess I haven't really talked about the world building, which I love. Where it's not just the Straw Hats, but it's everything surrounding other pirates and the Marines and the world government. You got the shit with Raftail and Gold Roger and Vegapunk and fucking the Marines. You know how in the time skips and Goku and Garp have stepped down. We're looking forward to see who the fuck is up there. The supernovas that were introduced in Shipponde. There's a lot of different things. And then you have the seven warlords, which at this point I think Luffy has met virtually all the warlords. Yeah, he's met all the warlords. Which is goes into another female I like. I fucking love Bo Hancock. The series just has a lot of sentimental value to me because it's the only series I've actually bought figures for. I have figures. I never expected. Honestly, if you would ask me like 3 or 4 years ago, would I ever buy figures for Nami? I'd be like, fuck no. Why? Because I thought that shit was really, really like otaku heavy. But I don't really think of it as much. Mind you, I think some people do buy figures for the wrong reasons, like the fan service and the panty shots. But for me, I just buy it because I like the series so much. To me, the money I've invested in this series, even if, and this is how much I care about the series, even if Oda were to die before the story ends, I would probably still read it to that point, until it ended, because it's not like I would regret. A lot of people make the argument. I remember this. I think I mentioned it. I think we were talking to Ricardo like a while ago, and he was like, One Piece fans would probably be pissed if Oda were to die before he finished the manga. I'd be like, yeah, but I wouldn't regret investing any of the money I did into it. I wouldn't regret investing the time into it, because even if he doesn't get to finish the story, he still gave me great arcs, great characters, and great things I fucking enjoy. So that's, to me, and the fact that this nigga took time out of his life for 15 years to draw it and to present it to us as a story, I ain't got nothing but respect for all of that. That's just me. I love the series. I really do. I love the comedy. I love how each character has their own brand of comedy. Luffy's comedy is dumb shit comedy. Actually, Luffy and Zoro's comedy are dumb shit comedy. Luffy's comedy is more of him having like retard comedy, whereas Zoro's is like I suck at directions. Even some of Nami's jokes are funny. I just think she's the least funny out of all of them in terms of that, and I just don't. And she has a bitchy personality. Like sometimes her like money whoring was funny. Like in Fishman Island, where like Papa Girl was like, oh, you helped me out like 2 years ago. I'll let you get some shit. And she's like, and she grabbed everything. Like, I thought that was funny. I love the development in the characters. Like, to me, I think the most good. I know Jay said, he said that Zoro's the most developed. I still would probably say Usopp. Usopp's probably the most developed. I don't think Zoro's really the thing with Zoro, and it's not like I don't like Zoro because I love Zoro, but the thing about Zoro is that Zoro is consistently badass through arcs. Like there's never an arc where he's just like shit. I mean, you can make that argument for Sanji, but for Zoro, for me personally, he's consistently good. So there's really, I can't be like he's the greatest because I've only seen him at highs. Even when he's begging the Mihawk, the nigga's still at a high because I still got respect for the character, even though, like, that's just how he is for me. But like, going back to the jokes thing, I love each character's brand of comedy. Like how Usopp's comedy is a lot of him being a coward, the everyman. His like, I have, what was it? I have fear going to Sky Island itis or some shit. Which I thought was like, it's like, oh no, Usopp's being a bitch again. Like, I even like the comedy he and Sanji had for a while. Like, if anyone remembers at the end of Arlong Park, where he's like, whoa, I'm famous, when they showed off Luffy's body poster. And Luffy's like, and then Sanji's like, I don't even see you in the body poster. He's like, there I am, he's in the fucking corner. I thought it was hilarious. like, I love that kind of shit. I love Robin's dark comedy, where it's like, I wonder if like, even in this newest episode that came out today, she's like, I wonder if the sea would turn red if the ship crushed the island. You see Usopp in the background like, what are you talking about? I like Brooks' like gentleman contradicting personality, where he's like, I'm a gentleman skeleton, but then he'll like fart and burp and ask women to see their panties and shit. I like that kind of shit. I like Frankie's like perverted super hentai self, where he's like, I forget, the joke is like they're calling him a pervert, but what he's meaning, he's trying to say something else. And it's retarded as hell. I mean, and plus that, everyone can imitate a super pose. Everyone imitates a lot of the characters' jokes. Like for Brooke, it's yo ho ho ho, or may I see your panties, and for like Frankie, it's like super and shit like that. Even Chopper is funny to me. Chopper's funny just because of his childlike attitude half the time. Like the fucking filler scene in right before the time skip when he goes back to the village and he doesn't want to like show that he's he doesn't want to like have the people realize that it's him, so he puts on a mask. He calls himself like Super Chopper or some shit. And it's like, Reindeer, why are you wearing a mask? I'm not Chopper. I'm Super Chopper. I'm a friend of Chopper's. It's like he was pulling a Soga King. Oh God, Soga King. There's so many damn things I like. I also like how, just because a character disappears for an arc doesn't mean we can't see them again. A lot of anime, it's just like, once that character is done for that arc, we don't see that character again. I like how in One Piece you have niggas who come back. It's like, oh, I beat Crocodile. Oh, there he is and then fell down. Oh, Mr. Jones is dead. No, he's not. Mr. Jones and then fell down. I love that. I mean, I like how you keep seeing characters over and over again. Like, we thought Bull Hancock was done, and we saw her ass like in 2 more arcs, like in fucking Marineford and The Aftermath. I like how it was like, oh no, Jinbei's gone, and it's like, oh, Fishman Island, yay! It's like, oh, possible crewmate and shit. I like how these characters keep re-showing up. We even keep seeing Vivi from time to time, even if it is in only cover pages. Mr. 3, no one expected to see that nigga again. There you go. Impel down, helping niggas. Buggy, the same thing. Well, Buggy, we didn't expect to see Buggy anywhere. But still, I like the fact that characters don't just disappear after an arc. I like how everything is connected, so you don't just stop seeing a character. And then we get into the deaths, which there have only been 2 real, like, in the timeline deaths that are important. And that's, obviously it's the Ace and Whitebeard shit. And the whole concept of family that throws into One Piece, and having Luffy hit his all-time low after that shit. That, to me, is just fucking great. Because to me, I've never been a huge fan of everybody killing characters and shit. I didn't think every character needs to die in an anime for an anime to be good. But I like how Oda refused to kill certain characters. Like, obviously, we knew Kim, she should have killed Pale and Alabasta. But we didn't really hate it because it wasn't like Pale was that important to the story. And then you gave us Whitebeard and Ace. And we knew something told us Ace might die, but Whitebeard dying just went, whoa, fuck. Especially, now, the only thing that kind of sucks about the way Oda does that is like, it's like that bittersweet thing where you don't see those characters for a while and they come back only for them to be killed at the end of that arc, and you're just like, no. Oh god, I've been talking forever, but I fucking love this series. Like, there is no other series that I know of that I invest this much time, money, and effort and dedication to. I fucking love One Piece. I fucking love One Piece. I loved it. It's like even in a shitty dub, I got into the show. Because I love how goofy to serious, and there's a lot of epic fights and shit. I didn't even talk about the fights. Oh god, the fights are awesome. The movies are good. I think One Piece has some of the best anime movies. Well, anime is based off of Shonen Jump, because there are some just good straight anime movies, so I can't make that argument. Movie 6 is beast. I like movie 6, 5, 4, 10. 8 is okay. 9 is okay. I still haven't seen 7. 7 I have no interest in seeing. I even like movie 3. I haven't seen movie 2 yet. Movie 1's okay because it's the first damn movie. I haven't seen movie 2 mainly because I really like the fights in movie 2. I think like the setup for movie 2 looks great as shit. It's better than Naruto and Bleach movies, I can say that much. Redundant ass Rasengans and fucking pointless storylines that I don't give a shit about. Oh god, I'm gonna get so much hate from those fans. I think that's the other thing. It's like my favorite Shonen Jump title right now. That's the other thing. I personally think One Piece is better than Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and we're not even gonna count GT. I like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z GT, but I think it's better than that. But yeah, I'm gonna stop gushing. I guess the only thing else I could talk about is I like the fights. I like the different styles of fights. Like, you have a nigga who only fights with his legs, so a nigga who's rubber, and also just the fact that the main character's main power was the fact that that nigga was rubber. No one ever wants to be a rubber person as their main fighting gimmick, and Luffy made it badass. Fuck Mr. Fantastic, Luffy all day, nigga. If you gonna have a rubber man, I don't want Mr. Fantastic rubber man, because that nigga didn't know what he was doing. I want fucking Monkey D. Luffy rubber man, because that shit was beast. Nigga had 3 swords in his mouth. I think Zoro's the only nigga I know who has done that in anime. He's the only character that rocks 3 swords and rapes everybody with them. You got a fucking transforming reindeer. Love Chopper's new time skip horn point, by the way. That's just my bias. Nigga who fights with his legs catch on fire and rape niggas with it. Fucking skeleton running around singing songs and cutting down niggas. A woman who can make different parts of her body sprout out of different places. I like the variation. I like the concept of the Devil Fruits. I love the fucking series. Let me stop talking. I sound like a... Oh, just stop. I'm gonna stop. This is a long ass video. I apologize in advance, but no, I didn't. It's right at the end of the video. Fuck it. Please, thoughts, comments, video responses. For the love of God. Happy birthday, One Piece. Thank you, Oda. I will continue to support your shit. And continue to fucking... And thank you for providing me with entertainment for over 8 years. And I hope there are many more years to come. Because, as you said, we're probably only halfway done. Even like Kinemon from Punk Hats. Kinemon's funny. I'm just throwing in stupid shit now. Any cool brothers. I'm gonna stop. So, let's the game, play to win. One Piece all day, baby. I mean, hell, that's where my fucking ending phrase comes from. Peace. One Piece. And I'll catch you guys later. Now, I said peace already, so now it just seems redundant, but fuck it. Peace. One Piece.